Good evening, everyone. Welcome to What's Going On with Swag Her Magazine. I am your media personality, LaShay Young. Today, I have an amazing guest, businesswoman, author. She is not just an advocate, she is a builder, a disruptor, a woman who decided that average was not an option and then went and created impact across industries. Tonight, we are joined with Dr. Iris Wright. Welcome and thank you for being with us tonight.
Hi, how are you? Welcome. I'm excited to be on with you today.
Thank you for being our guest. We absolutely appreciate it.
Thank
Um,
you.
I'm gonna jump right into these questions. I'm not gonna hold no bars, okay?
Yes.
I want to know personally who is Dr. Iris Wright.
I'm a wife, mother, most importantly, grandmother, um, business owner, serial entrepreneur, author. I love creating impact. I like being impactful. I like being my authentic self. Um, I don't think that anything can happen that causes me to have to change up who I am unless it's for the better.
Right.
Um, but I'm just loving everything that I do right now. So I'm a award winning author. I do a lot of anthologies. Anthologies has been my thing, and there's a story behind it.
Okay.
But we are coming out with my two solo books. So my NY Injustice, my story, and my Evolving from the Storm self help book is being released.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Well, I read that you have a lot of accolades, and we're gonna
Yes.
get into some of those.
Okay.
But my my first question, okay, well, statement and question. I read that in 2019, you made a decision to walk away from traditional employment after being inspired by Steve Harvey's message about jump. What did that decision actually cost you, if anything?
Honestly, it didn't cost me anything. It only helped me. So
Hmm.
one day, I dream about meeting Steve Harvey to talk to him about the book because sometimes I think it's fear that keeps us from wanting more, and the things that we go through in life tells us that we can't be that person.
Hmm.
And I've always been a hard worker, so when I read that book, it was just something. I don't know if I could explain the feeling that something was telling me to do something, you know what I'm saying, to make a move. And, I went into my job, quit my job, and I just became a full-time entrepreneur.
Hmm.
I probably could have went about it in a better way because I did not tell my husband.
Hmm.
And we just moved to Virginia. We've not been here that long, and maybe a year. But I believe that if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be making the strides that I'm making now, continue to build and growing,
Hmm.
and meeting my goals. And sometimes I think a lot of people are really scared to leave their job and don't
Yeah.
realize their job is holding them back. And when I quit my job, it was like I had to depend on me. So I had to go out here and get it, and it's the best decision that I've made personally. So I
Yeah.
don't have any regrets. It's changed my life from how it was working. I remember with my older kids, which are grown, I worked all the time.
Yeah.
I had to go work double shifts. The kids always at daycare. I didn't get to really spend a lot of time with them. And now I homeschool my son. I see him every day. I make his breakfast, his lunch, and he travels when I travel. So it's a whole different experience. And, he gets to go to private school at home.
Yeah.
And it's just a whole different experience. And I'm happy to have it.
And I like that because I feel like when you should always work smart and not have to always work hard because I feel like when you work hard, some things you do,
Yeah.
but not everything. But I feel like when you work hard, you do miss out on a lot with your children because you're surviving versus creating the
Yeah.
long legacy and everything. So I think that's amazing. I applaud you for homeschooling. I
Oh,
tried
yeah.
it with my 6-year-old, and that was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah. It was very difficult. And now that he's 10, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
But it's still difficult because their attention span, so you got to keep checking on them, bring them back. Okay, let's get this done.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
but I'm happy that I just had this time, so I feel like this opportunity being an entrepreneur gave me another chance.
Yeah.
And my son, because we had him a little late in life, it gave us another chance to try to get some of the things right. And nobody's perfect.
Right.
So reading Steve Harvey's book Jumps like really changed my life.
Okay. And we know that you didn't just build one business; you built multiple across different industries. How did you decide what's aligned for you versus what's just a distraction?
Man, I think when we first get an entrepreneur, because we're good at so many things, we just want to go into many things and just try things out.
Mhm.
And some people were like, "That's bad." I used to hear all the time, "Oh, she's all over the place," and different things. But COVID showed up the people who wasn't doing anything, who
Yeah.
wasn't touching it, because God give us more than one gift. So now we have to utilize those gifts to find out what is our purpose? What is my purpose here? And sometimes in entrepreneurship, that takes a little bit of time. It doesn't happen overnight because we're trying to figure it out. And now, almost 8 years in, the things that I'm supposed to do comes easy. I don't
Yeah.
have to know it. He gets me in it. He knows I'm going to perfect the craft, right?
Yeah.
But it's just easy. And then things that I do that's challenging or want so much from me, I know that I'm probably not supposed to be doing it. Even though I like the extra streams of income,
Right.
but sometimes I got to weigh the pros and the cons. It's okay to support other organizations. You don't have to always be involved in everything, especially if it's not for you, because they need that person part of that organization that is for them,
Mhm.
and that's going to be able to do a great job. So in this season, I don't want to do too many things that's not purposeful for me.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
that's when I do my best work. So
Yeah.
and when you able to find your purpose, it's a whole different feeling. Like, I can do this all day. I
Yeah.
have to have balance, but before I
Yeah.
can wake up in the morning and do this, and then it'd be late at night at the beginning, I'm like, man, you never, you just love what you do. So it doesn't feel like work, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm still working hard. I'm just working hard in a different way, and
Mhm.
then still putting systems together so I can work smarter
Yeah.
as well. So, it's just different. I'm not physically hurting my body anymore, but my mind is always moving.
Yeah. And it's it being intentional.
Being intentional, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I love everything we do, and I love collaborating too.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things. I know when I first got in entrepreneurship, women, it was hard to find us helping and doing each other. I feel like we're getting better now,
Yeah.
but we still have people that still do the same thing they don't want to see you in. And it's a lot of times it's us. We're afraid, oh, if they get too close, they might grow bigger than us or whatever, and don't realize that we're supposed to be helping each other, holding each other's hand
Yeah.
accountable. And when I move, I'm always going to see, hey, take you with me if you want to go. If you
Mhm.
don't want to go, I'm not going to pull you. But you open that door and let it go. Whatever God has for you, you're going to get it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the difference between a starving mentality versus a hungry mentality. If you're starving, anybody, anything that's in the way, you're going to eat
Yeah.
because you don't feel like you're ever going to get another meal. So you don't see that it's a whole bunch of seats at the table. But when you're hungry, it's more of a drive. You know, you can,
Mhm.
put things aside, and it's plenty for people to eat because you don't have to worry about the next meal. You know, it's plenty opportunities out here where everybody can win.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I love about what I do. I mean, even now, I own a fully private pay home care for years.
Yeah,
We recently shut it down, and now we're a B2B care, doing all the back end office. And I didn't want employees anymore. So I have, I think, 8 business owners now, and we took our skills together and putting it into one business to be able to help the healthcare industry. And I think that's important, because one, I need people with I need people by my side that can match. that can have my weakness, what I'm
Mhm.
not good at, that can help me build there. And
Yeah.
then two, a lot of times when you have the right entrepreneurs, they care about what they do because it's their business.
Yeah.
So they want things to go right. And then three, we're in a world now where we have to look out for each other. We have to help each other build. If we have a system in place or build an ecosystem where we all can eat at the table, we're setting an example for other businesses and most importantly, other women owned businesses.
I agree. I agree. Now, if were there any setbacks that you experienced that people didn't see, but it changed everything for you?
Oh yeah. I'm going to talk about some of this in my book. One, I got into healthcare, and the first time when we was licensed and got into it, I did not want to take Medicaid. I want to be fully private. And I ended up connecting with a social worker who pretty much begged me to take on a case I was credentialed for Medicaid because the woman had brain cancer.
Mm.
And I knew how to work with people like that. Very passionate about it. I said, okay, I help you with this. And of course, she brought some other people with me, but we stayed with that lady until she passed. But Medicaid at that time, the pay was so low. It took 4 or 5 months. I mean, the woman was gone by the time we got paid for her.
I believe it.
And we still have to pay the staff and everything else. And I ended up shutting down within 10 months, getting rid of all of those Medicaid clients, cleaning house, had to restructure, rebrand, and go into all private. I would say that when you have a business plan, when God gives you um, the roadmap to where you want to start, stick to it, and no matter how hard it hurts. Sometimes our heart take over, especially in healthcare. Our heart need to be there,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you have to make smart business decisions from where you are.
Yeah.
I was able to get rid of the clients peacefully. I had another agency come in, and I made sure all the paperwork's done and everything, so it was a clean transition. But it was still hurtful because you grew an attachment, a relationship with the families, and it was just hard. But you
Yeah.
can't operate a business if you're not getting any revenue and
I
or
agree.
having to fight for it, because sometimes even when you invoice them, it'll come back. You'll call, why was it denied? Oh, it was a glitch in the system. Put it
Mhm.
back through.
Mhm.
All different types of things. And it was very difficult learning that process. So I'm glad I got a chance to see for myself because I heard about it. But sometimes you got to see things for yourself and go through whatever lesson was supposed to be in there. But I don't really regret it, because I was able to take care of that lady.
Yeah.
I think they told me 6 home care agencies walked out on her. She was angry. She had brain cancer, and just that time with her changed my life as well. Working in the healthcare field, but I just it showed me that, hey, I'm supposed to be here right now
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
her. It's a reason for everything. And even going to her deathbed, I got the hospice contract, and I said, hey, we'll be in here 24 hours, set everything up. I
Yeah.
held her in my arms. I came there. I was spending a lot of time with her over top of the aides, and I was able to hear her and listen to her. In her time, I was able to see things
Yeah.
happen before it happened with her, to be prepared for what was coming.
Yeah.
And so that's major, because I feel like a lot of times, even in home care, the agency owner, is not, they're busy, especially when you take Medicaid. Some of them are working other jobs.
Mhm.
Some of them are building other businesses so they can get revenue to come in. So they don't always have time to say, oh my God, this is happening with my clients, I need to do something.
Yeah.
And because we were just opening up and getting started, and I was full-time inside in my home care company, I was able to get great staff. But when the staff told me things and care notes and everything, I read them.
Yeah.
And I was able to contact hospice and said, hey, this is what she's doing. I think that we're going to need a wheelchair soon. I was able to call housing and get her permission while she could talk. it's going to be a period of time where she's not going to be able to open that door for us. How, have a system in place for that. And I'm telling you, within weeks,
Yeah.
one day she could not walk to the door anymore. And so I think God placed you where you need to be at that time. So
Yeah.
even though it was a lot financially on the business, but that moment wasn't just about finance.
Right. And I feel, now this next question, I feel like any viewer that is watching this and just heard what you said would know why you opened a business for home health care and why it is important for affordable home care. But I wanted you to kind of explain, why is affordable home care so personal for you? I feel like I know why, but I wanted to see if you wanted to elaborate a little bit further.
we, our people need to be taken care of. Our seniors lead the way for
Hmm.
us. And a lot of things that we do it because of what they went through to get us there. I feel like a lot of times we forget that.
Yeah.
They get older, we forget that they have feelings, and then the world is changing. Technology, they don't know.
Yeah.
Everything's just happening, and a lot of them feel left behind. But back in their time, they didn't have a lot of resources to prepare them for a lot of things. Now we have resources,
Yeah.
so whether it's affordable health care to make sure that they're getting the care that they need, because the baby boomers are here. I mean, I've taken care of people over 100 years old.
Yeah.
They're here. But also we need to be educating people now while we're building our businesses. Make sure that we have a good insurance plan. Make sure we have something just in case we need home care.
Yeah.
Put some things away, because the Medicaid, you're going to get the bare minimum with that. We have to get out of that mindset and start putting things together on how to build wealth, how to make sure these things are taken care of so our families don't be burdened. That's our responsibility. So, as we're building businesses and making money, I know traveling is the life of everything, but at a certain part of your age, travel is fine. But what happens when something happens to you?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're out here traveling and spending all this money on all of these things, we shouldn't see no GoFundMe.
I agree.
I mean, we shouldn't see where now you need home care and and you can't afford it.
Hmm.
And now family has to put you up in a nursing home or somewhere because they can't do anything, right?
Right.
Get We have to get our stuff in order. And it
Yeah.
does takes time and lessons, and everything's expensive, but when you have the opportunity to continue growing, please put some things, talk to a financial advisor. If you're building a business, try to talk to a tax person, tax specialist. That was another thing that I had to learn. When you're building a business and your business hit a certain amount of money, those taxes, right?
Yeah.
You have to be educated on it. I'm not saying we have to do everything, but as a business owner, I do, like, even like now I'm taking certain classes because yes, you can hire taxes, you can hire whoever you want to, but you don't know if somebody's doing something wrong.
Absolutely.
And if something goes wrong, it's your responsibility because
Mhm.
it's your business. So
Absolutely.
I do think that affordable healthcare is needed, but I also think that we need to be putting things in place for ourselves to make sure that we're getting the proper care.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I used to, okay, two things. I used to work as an admin in home health care, and you don't understand until you're in the back office and you get to see firsthand what you have to deal with when it comes to Medicaid, and
Hmm.
how a lot of families, of course, they get paid through Medicaid to be the
Hmm.
caregivers for their family.
Yep.
And to see, like, I mean, so many people, we had to fight for their payroll, and it was a lot. The second part, my dad is going to be 80 soon, and I'm just being able to put him in a trying to get him in a place where I'm over his finances and stuff, but I don't know what he has and what he doesn't have. So now I have to literally take money from what he's getting to put aside just for the final days.
Yeah.
And you don't think about that stuff until you have to deal with it. And I wish it was a conversation that was spoken about more, because it is important. Nobody thinks about it until you're doing the GoFundMe and you have the woulda, shoulda, couldas, and now you're here.
Yeah.
Um, And you took the same passion for people
Hmm.
and turned it into something even bigger. You've been fighting for justice, not just speaking on it. Tell us about Rudolph Turner. How did that journey begin for you?
Oh man, in 2023, I wrote in an anthology. It was Words of Wisdom. It was 500 words. Um, Not a very, happy project, but
Right.
I was there to start writing, and I just never stopped writing. And some things came through me that I thought was closed and kind of moved on. So I learned real quick that a closed wound is not a heal wound. And when that opens back up, it
Hmm.
hurts.
Yeah.
And so some things opened back up for me that I needed to face and I needed to know how to handle. Even being a business owner, having employees, I needed to learn how to trust. There was so many things that I needed to work on.
Yeah.
And writing did that for me. And then once I started writing, I got on Facebook and I started telling my story, and then people started reaching out to me. So instead of writing my solo book like I was about to start, I ended up writing an anthology called Injustice and started a movement, and I do it every year.
Okay.
And our first book, my friend Lashana Hicks, which we didn't know each other then, she was following me, and then she asked if she could talk to me, and she ended up joining the project. She wrote her brother's story on. He was given an 80-year sentence at 19 years old for a nonviolent
Mhm.
crime here in the state of Virginia. He's been in there currently now for 29 years, and the book opened up doors for us. And I remember her phone call to me and said, Iris, I'm ready to fight for my brother now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you join me on this? And I'm in a new state. I'm like, I ain't never fought for nobody but myself. And we in a new state, so I don't know all the laws and everything. And me and her, we was doing rallies, getting into rooms. Every room we're talking about Rudolph, trying to see, who can help us and getting this done and all that kind of good stuff. And finally, God placed you in rooms and you meet people and you get to the next stages of it. So last Saturday or the Saturday before, Rudolph had they did a home visit for Rudolph. So we
Okay.
are actually waiting for the day that they call us to say that Rudolph is coming home.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, so it's very important because a lot of times when we get incarcerated, families don't know what to do. They're afraid of the system. They're thinking, hey, we can't possibly fight this system. And people move on, life move on, and never stop talking. This journey showed us that we can continue talking. And somebody, may not everybody, because it's so many people that came to us that said, oh, we're going to help you, we're going to join you, and never did nothing.
Yeah.
And and you get that, and then you have people that come to you that will help. You put your part in, and whoever's in that circle, you guys help together. But Rudolph and Lashana also opened some things up for me as well, because that was my first book, that was my healing book.
Yeah.
And when you have been through something, you think that you're the only person in the world that's been through this. This is just the worst thing in the world.
Right. Right.
And I met Rudolph, who had to spend 29 years in jail. And God showed me at least I was able to come home and fight for myself. Rudolph was not able to come home and fight for himself.
Yeah.
And just so many different things. And now I'm finishing up my paralegal and going to look towards next steps and moving on, to be able to help people. So
Yeah.
even through the books, where I always say I want to. Our books is helping people so they can heal from injustice, so they can evolve
Yeah.
from injustice. Because a lot of times people think that when we come home, we're not in jail anymore, or when the situation is over, it's a wrap. We should just forget that we was just violated and that our whole life changed.
Yeah.
And it's not that easy mentally, you know.
Yeah.
When I was 18, I was facing over 20 years in jail for a crime I didn't commit. I was angry. I got in more trouble, got locked up more, and everything. And going through that whole process, I remember, asking myself, is there something wrong with me?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and especially when you're accused of something you haven't done, you're trying to figure out, is there something up there? Do I got schizophrenia? Do I got multiple personalities? Like, what is happening, here? How come no one's listening?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can't explain it. It's like impossible.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. And that's not something that you are going to be able to forget just like that. It
Yeah.
messes you up mentally. Once your brain up there, something switches off up there, things are just not right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even going through that, I stayed in survival mode for so long. Over 20 years of survival mode. I was here, but I was not present
Yeah.
all the time. And there was a point in time in my life where I forgot how old I was. Going through counseling, talking to someone, like she kept asking me, "Well, how old are you?" And
Yeah.
I kept saying,
Yeah.
"Why is this woman asking me keep asking me this?"
Yeah.
And then she gives me the calculator and says, "This is how old you are. Where did the other 3 years go?" I was just going and surviving, doing whatever I had to do. I had to go to work. I had bills to pay. I had to go to court. I had to show up for this because I got trial. I'm pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So many
Yeah.
things just going and going and going and going. I I don't know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And so people just don't know what you go through mentally when you go through that.
Hmm.
And sometimes people think because I am not going through it, or nobody's in my family that I know going through it, or they going through something and they don't even realize that it's an injustice situation because we get
Yeah.
so immune to it. Like, hey, they're going to do this to us anyway. Right.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that we can't use our voices to help people,
Hmm.
to try to get some laws changed. We Just like they did for us in the past to get us here where we are, it's our job to keep that going. So
I
hopefully,
agree.
it's, if not in our generation, hopefully in one of our future generation, our grandkids or somewhere, they get to see that dream that Martin Luther King had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to keep on going. So
Yeah, and I mean, and a lot of people forget to be human, being
yeah.
honest. I've been seeing that a lot lately, and I had a relative that was incarcerated at I think he was like maybe 17. Never did anything wrong, not a ticket, not gum on the sidewalk, and they gave him 50 years. And thank goodness his mom um, kept fighting for him and kept fighting and kept fighting, and he was able to get home in enough time to see her before she passed. But these we're talking almost 16 years gone, and you come home just in time to have a little bit of time with your mother. Um, and literally on Monday, he's burying his older brother. So he's only had a few years home and such a loss. Nobody realized how much you lose, especially when you're getting time for something that's like ridiculous time, and it doesn't match with what you did or what you didn't do.
No,
Yeah,
no. I mean, and that's the hard part, like watching people that kill people get out before
yeah,
your loved one who didn't do nowhere near that.
yeah,
Like, what sense do that make? And then why is it so hard to fight or to get the state to listen, or why is it so difficult?
yeah, yeah,
There should be things in place, and so it takes, you know, I think everything happens for a reason.
yeah.
My whole thing is like, oh my God, why now? I'm in my 40s. Why now?
Because we're actually grown.
Yeah, we're grown,
Yeah,
and we had to go through some things to build that strength that we have,
yeah,
to be able to take some things. And now, in your 40s, it's like, I don't care what nobody said. They can say whatever they want to say about me. Who cares? I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And,
mhm,
you really don't care. Like,
yeah,
seriously, like, I
yeah.
feel like I have been through the hard stuff. So the little stones that y'all throwing at me,
It's nothing.
it's nothing. I don't care. I'm still
Yeah,
going to sleep good. I
yeah.
ain't going to have no dreams or nightmares or nothing. You're not going to get underneath my skin.
Right,
So
right.
you walk in your purpose,
Yeah,
long as I know who I am, I'm walking in my purpose, moving with integrity, getting it
hmm,
the honest way. That's okay with me. I don't need
yeah,
to compete with nobody While people are chasing billions and millions and all that, I just want what God has for me. That's it.
Yep. Yep.
And to be able to live and be comfortable, be with my family, and help other people, because that's our duty here on earth. And I think sometimes we go through things and get successful and we forget that it's our job to help somebody. He didn't
Yeah.
deliver you
Yeah.
because he wanted to say, "Oh man, Iris, you did a great job. You got through that storm." He delivered
Right.
you because, Iris, you have another Iris that needs your help, and you can
I'm a
help her
strong
get out of
believer
this
of that.
situation,
Yep. I'm a
right?
strong believer of that.
And a lot of times we really need to heal before we say, till I tell the next Iris, "Hey, I can help
Yeah.
you."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I see a lot of people unhealed that's trying to help somebody, and it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
it's not right.
Yeah.
But once you heal and you get to that point where you can say, "I can help you. I know how to get you out of this system. I've been through the same thing." And sometimes he'll bring people to you as well,
Mhm.
and you don't even know these people. I had I had situations where young women had came to me and the story sounded so much like what I went through. But I was hurt so bad that I could not talk about it.
Yeah.
And that was hurtful. So I
Yeah.
know, like, okay, God, now it's time for me to open this up. It's time for me to talk about it. It's time for me to express myself, do whatever it takes to heal, because I could have helped her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, that's a hard thing to itself, to let someone walk away, another young woman walk away, knowing that it was something that I could have done.
But I
Um,
see. I feel like if it was, if she was your assignment,
I would
then
have. Yeah.
you'll be able to.
Yeah.
It might not have been the season for you to take on her assignment
Yeah.
and still be able to handle and heal through your personal things. I'm big on. I 100% think that nothing happens by accident.
I agree. I agree. And that took healing for me to realize that, because I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, I got to do something, because I could have really helped her. And
Yeah.
it bothers you. But I do believe that we all have our assignment. Me not knowing Rudolph or anything, and not knowing that a book was going to come about,
Yeah.
and being able to do this and helping someone in this magnitude, that was part of God's plan. It
Yeah.
was supposed to happen, where me and Lashana, came together and all that kind of good stuff. So I do believe that. I do
Yeah.
believe that.
Now, you did say this helped you find your purpose. What did you discover about yourself in this process, about with this fight for so long?
Oh man, I discovered my strength, growth, being able to heal. I mean, boy, I'm telling you, I was full of anger.
Yeah.
You know, people could come at me at something and woo, now when people try it, I'm like, okay, have a good day.
Right.
Move on.
Right.
But before, they would get a whole nother version of myself um, coming out of me. And I think that going through this whole process of growth and healing, and kind of understand why, one of the questions I used to ask God is, why me? Why did you do this to me?
Yeah.
What did I do to you? Did you hate me?
Yeah.
And in this moment, I realize now that I had to go through it. That was part of my assignment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I needed that strength, because I needed to be able to find myself. A lot of times, us women, we don't even realize, especially young women, we start early. I was a teen mom, three kids
Mhm.
at 19. We don't realize we have that internal strength, and we don't know how to find that internal strength.
Yeah.
So I was able to process my healing. I was able to see things from another lens. I was able to open a door up where people can authentically talk to me about this type of situation, because people don't like to talk about this, honestly.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
I mean, in our people, believe it or not, they
Mhm.
will have organizations and will not support you because of that word injustice, because the same people and that say they helping black people, black businesses and all that, they the ones that, oh, we scared to touch that because we don't want our white counterparts not to sponsor us, because we still need them.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
You creating a whole business supposed to be for us and our safety and our comfort, but you don't want to lose that good old sponsor money from your white counterparts. You better not say nothing too bad. You better not have nobody too much. And that's what I'm saying. When we get in business, if you're in it for a certain reason, a certain mission, stick to it.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is what it's for, and trust God with it, because a lot of people say they trust God, but do you really?
Yeah. I agree.
Do you really? Because if you trust him, you know that you don't need that. If you can't be yourself or help the people you're supposed to help, then you would trust that he will make sure that happens.
A lot of people are still stuck in the old mentality. And
Yeah.
if you would think they would be further along all the way around as a culture, but there's a lot of people, like you say, are terrified of losing that sponsorship from our good old cousins down there over there.
Yeah, yeah. They, I
Yeah.
mean, they're afraid. I mean, you should hear, a lot of the pushbacks and stuff that we get,
Yeah.
like, or see, or oh my God, here it go again.
Yeah.
We're living it every day. When you turn on social media, you see it. When you turn
Mhm.
on the news, you see it. It's not going anywhere. It's not us bringing it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we have to continue to talk about it and fight, and we don't have to do it loudly. We
Yeah.
have people that's part of this business that we have people that's part of this business that they are boots on the ground. They're round, they're doing all kinds of stuff, they're traveling, and then you have other people that's doing other things on the back end on the side of this business. How many people are out here saying, okay, now these people need to heal? How what do that look like? Because that's different from everybody,
Yeah.
because
It is.
those people need to process what happened to them, and they need to heal so they can be able to move on and evolve and take what they have, whether it's building a business or whatever they want to do that God has for them, and figure out, why did this happen to me? Why did I have to go through this journey?
Yeah.
So it's very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I have a question. You wrote a book
Yep.
about brokenness to brilliance.
Hmm.
What were you still healing from when you wrote that book, if anything?
Um, in that book, I basically talked about my injustice and what I've been through. I was a co-author in that book with my friend Dr. LaShonda,
Okay.
her value 1.
Okay.
And that book was women that was broken, and then they started healing and going into their power, and turn into something brilliant.
Yeah.
Whether it's building their business, helping other people, or being in corporate America, whatever it is that their brilliance is. I was happy to be able to share my story. I love sharing my story on different platforms, because I feel like I don't know everybody, so
Yeah.
I don't know who needs to hear it. And that's our job. But yeah, I did that co-authoring with my friend.
Okay. Now, do you write from a place of healing, or are you still processing while you writing?
I think sometimes both.
Okay.
I think now I'm, at that stage of healing. I feel like healing, even after you've gotten through the roughest patches, is still every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just written my self help book, and that was difficult because I had to open up in a more vulnerable way to talk to my sisters now,
Yeah.
and to take all of that experience and things that I went through and try to put it to where they could understand it, and then they can start processing their healing back. And that was really hard. And in that book, I wrote a letter to my younger self
I
in
remember
that
that
book,
time
and
in therapy.
had
That was
to
hard.
talk about that.
Yeah.
And then a prayer surrounded the whole thing of what we had to go through, and the affirmations, because you at some people, depending on where you are. I know with me, I had to learn how to love myself again. I had to learn how to accept it. And then, how do you accept something that you didn't even do?
Yeah.
And that was a big question, and that's one of the questions that I knew that they were asked in the book. And so, having to walk them through that, to let them know you're not accepting it because you did something wrong, but you need to go into acceptance for yourself, so you
Yeah.
can be able to process and heal on your own. We might not always conflict the pain on ourselves, but it is our responsibility to heal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell my older kids all the time, when you become an adult, it is your responsibility to do the work.
Yeah, it's your
Have the
responsibility.
conversations,
Yep.
confront whatever you have to, but it is definitely 100% your responsibility to do what you need to do to heal in whatever areas you need to.
Yeah,
And now,
definitely.
yeah, and now you're creating space for others to step into their voice.
Yes.
You're calling for authors to for your new anthology, The Power of Jump.
Mm-hmm.
What is this book really about beyond the title?
Oh, we're talking about the good, bad, and the ugly of entrepreneurship. Online on Facebook, we make things look so beautiful.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Every time.
We live in the life.
Uh huh. Every time.
But there's so much more to it, and I think that that's kind of deceiving. It's okay. Let's post some things that happened and that we had to learn from, because we
Yeah.
didn't walk in knowing everything, right?
Yeah.
So I really want to go into the good, bad, and the ugly, and then I want lessons to be put in that book, and if we got out of something, I want that in there too. How did you get through
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Because we never know who's reading that book that says, I'm in this right now. What can I do? You
Yeah.
know? And that book is very important for us because some of us are still healing while running a
Mhm.
business, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
some of us, a lot of us are still in survival mode.
Yeah.
And I tell you, survival mode is a dangerous spot
It is.
to be in. Even, an entrepreneur collaborating with someone. I tell people all the time, when I spot somebody in survival mode, I am going to be with you, sis. I love you. I'm here if you need me, but I cannot have you with doing anything with me in my business.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
protect my company. I have to protect myself and my peace, because a person in survival mode, whatever that one thing is, that's what they're going after.
Yeah.
They don't care who they hurt in the middle of it
At all.
at all. They will burn you. They will chop your neck off.
Yeah.
And even when they get it, they don't even realize they got it, because something happens to it, and they got to go get it again. It's like they constantly want to chase it.
Almost like an addiction.
Yeah, like an
Yeah.
addiction. And those are the most dangerous people. But
Yeah.
at the same time, if you are in that place where you have healed and you understand what they're going through, learn how to have boundary between the two, to try to be there to help them. A lot of times when I was in survival mode, too many people couldn't help me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it had to be something that I had done. I had to do on my own. I had to want to do it. But still, don't turn your back on them.
Yeah.
Don't turn your back on them.
Yeah. Just have boundaries.
But have boundaries,
Yeah.
pray, and check up on them and all that kind of good stuff. But just know that that's a very place to be. And I hear entrepreneurs saying, oh, everybody's in survival mode. No, everybody isn't, but a lot of
Mm-mm.
people are,
Yeah.
because they're afraid. Oh my God, especially I can imagine now with the war and things going up about the business and everything. Pray, continue working hard. Whatever you put your time in is going to grow,
Yeah.
and do what you need to do as a business owner, but try not to get stuck in that survival mode. Try to come out of that, because you cannot think logically to make logical decisions if you're stuck.
I agree. I 100% agree. Now, is this just a book, or is this a movement for people who are ready to move? I feel like I know that answer just from this conversation,
I
but I
feel
would
like
love.
I feel like I'm always creating movements. But I do think that this is a movement.
Yeah.
This is a movement. We're doing this book, and I got some other things planned with it. So I'm trying to take my time, get the right group of people. I'm partnering with another group of beautiful ladies. They own an 8-figure corporation, and
Okay.
we're going to be doing some coaching,
Okay.
and all of that kind of good stuff. And we want to also go for something a little higher than the bestseller, get to the USA Today and stuff, and
Yeah.
going to get some extra media and press, because we would love to be on the Tamara Hall show. So I've been working up my pitch and trying to figure out what my angle is,
Yeah.
to be able to do that as well. And hopefully we get Steve Harvey's attention, because I'm dreaming about the day I meet him, to be able to
If
tell
you
him.
If you dreamed it, you just put it in the universe. Both of them is going to happen, and I can't wait for it to happen for you.
Yes, because I just think it's important that, people don't even know you write a book and you change someone's life.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You like
yeah,
don't even know.
yeah.
And that's powerful. And I don't even know. I have a question if he even wrote the book and did he get somebody to write it for him? You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
So, but I just want to thank him for real, like seriously, because you know, I don't know if I would be here
Yeah,
if it wasn't for me reading that. And someone lent that book to me.
yeah.
Said, hey, check this out. I ain't
It
had
was
a
a
chance to
season
read it
for it.
yet.
Uh-huh. It was a
Yeah, and
season
all that.
for it.
So you never know. And then sometimes you just get tired. Like I'm working hard, I'm working all these hours. I know I'm supposed to be doing more. And you just gotta figure that out. So that was good motivation for me,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Now, who are you looking for? What kind of voices do you want in this space?
I want people, women. My motto, we have our black diamond
Hmm.
is
That's my next question.
we build, we grow, and we make money together. I want to build that space because I want you to understand that we can make money together.
Yeah,
That we don't have to be competition. That we can set boundaries. I think a lot of times when we are collaborating, um, we don't know how to set the boundaries.
yeah,
And we don't, we still got to learn that loyalty and respect for one another, or what lines not to cross. But I think once we get through that, we can build together. And
yeah.
I always say that we're more powerful together than apart. I
Absolutely.
mean, we have so much education, so much strength in us as a woman. We're nurturers. We raise children. We give birth.
Yeah,
So why can't we build together?
yeah,
You know? So I really want to build that space that where we're and that's what I'm jumping into now. September 26th is our first Black Diamond
hmm,
Gala and Awards. And I'm going all out, even in the midst of the high prices is going on and everything. I've been having people saying, "Oh my God, the ticket prices," and I just continue to pray about it. It's not that
yeah.
I don't want everybody in the space, but my coach is telling me, you know me, you really don't want everybody in the space. You
No.
want people with a certain mindset that wants to
Hmm.
build and grow and that believe in the same things that you believe in. And I like I don't want I don't just want the quantity, I want the quality.
Absolutely.
I like putting my time into things. So I'm hoping that at that Black Diamond Gala they can see the love, feel the love, feel the impact, feel the intention, feel everything about it, because this is my first big gala, and I'm gonna tell you, I've been spending so much time on picking what the awards look like and what I want them to do, and I want the butlers doing this, and then I want the servers to, you know, just like it's a lot, and then
Yeah,
ideas come, and I just want them to have a stress-free day and have time, but I want them to feel like they're valued.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And being doing this business and so long, going to different awards, going to different rooms, it was rooms that I felt valued,
Hmm.
and then it was rooms that I just felt like they wanted a ticket. And I'm honestly blunt, but and I kind of study and remember those rooms, so
Hmm.
normally I don't
Hmm.
come back. But I want this to be totally different. So I'm hoping and praying. I just been leaving it to God, you
Yeah.
know, and
And
just
what's the
saying,
date again for the
um,
black?
September the 26th is going to be in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Okay.
Yep, and we have tickets on sale now, guys, until the end of April. May 1st, they will go back up a little bit. But this event is, I'm going all out, so I'm not holding back, and I'm just gonna let God do His thing because He's been doing it these whole 8 years, you
Yeah.
know. So He
Yeah.
said to trust Him. So I'm trusting Him, and we already have people coming from different places, getting their tickets and flying in, and I'm just asking him to, bring people that are intentional,
Yeah.
that want to build, because you will probably end up having somebody in that room that really want to build and that's serious about their business. And it's one thing about building a room like that, and then you have people in there that don't have the mindset. They want to take all your information, but they don't have nothing to pour back into you.
Yeah.
And we need to be pouring into one another.
Yeah.
You
And
say,
that was my next question.
was it?
Yeah, you can hit two. I was going to ask you about the gala. That was next. And then the pouring. Because
Yes.
through this interview, I hear you pouring a whole lot of yourself out.
Hmm.
Where do you get your pouring in?
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you what. Um, I have some friends. I have my husband, and I have some friends. And God don't give you that many friends, guys. I'm telling you. I mean, everybody. When you out there and you put yourself out there, in entrepreneurship, I think that's the scariest thing I had to do, because I was so isolated.
Yeah.
Women was not my thing. I try to keep them away. It was so much just because of past hurt.
Yeah.
And then when you start healing and you're coming in these spaces, um, you're going through, and I'm going being vulnerable and open and saying, sis, I can help you,
Yeah.
and people will take advantage of you and take and take and take, and then act like you never did anything for them.
Absolutely.
Um, Now I'm in that season where I'm spotting that. So sometimes it's, hard. I'm spotting that and trying to just cut that off.
Yeah.
And let's find these rooms where we can be together and we can pour together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everybody's not like that,
Yeah.
and we are even in spaces, it's people that I didn't help. And in private on my DM messenger, they tell me how grateful they are that I helped them. But when the white counterparts come, they put it all over social media and tag them and everything. And you know what I'm saying? It's it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. It is.
And then you have events and you put things together. Your people don't even want to pay your ticket, but you'll see them flying over there to Phoenix to people who don't even care about them and paying top notch for their ticket.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when you start seeing that, you start saying, no, I'm going to charge my price, and whoever's supposed to be in the room is going to be in the room, because
Hmm.
I want to weed you right on out anyway, because your mind ain't right. So we can't build a strong foundation with you, because you still on something else.
It's still on survival mode. They think
You
that their meal over there is gonna be
and
greater.
you think that them everybody else over there is gonna help you, and they ain't
Uh
doing
huh.
nothing for you,
Uh huh. They
But
don't
yeah,
they don't
yeah,
realize that we can help
yeah,
each other. We can
yeah,
build
we
each
can
other.
help each other,
Yeah.
and everything that we put into what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a magazine, you know what I mean, or a book, or a business, or and we just give everything,
Yeah.
because we want you to win.
Yeah.
But some of our people don't see that way,
Yeah.
or
And
they
it's
see it, and or they intimidate it.
yeah. Yeah. And it's so crazy because I 100% believe that we are as a culture naturally created to love, care, and push each other.
Yep.
But then somewhere along the line, people left that, forgot that, or scared to even feel it. I don't know what it is, but I feel
Yeah.
like we were naturally. I feel like we're one of the only cultures that
Yeah.
are natural caring and are able to push. It's just somewhere along the line we forgot. We forgot that we are the power.
Yeah, a lot of times it comes way back from
Mhm.
our ancestors,
Yeah,
we were made to go against each other. Like,
true.
if you're lighter skin, you were treated one certain way. If you're darker skin, you were treated something like. All of that come back, but we have to get out of that.
Yeah, yeah,
We have to really get out of that and learn how to stick together. So everything is about that generational, breaking those cycles, breaking that mindset,
yeah,
and some of us just, it's not there, we're stuck in it.
yeah,
We were raised about it, we were seen, we lived through it, and then we got some of us that came out of it and was
mhm,
able to see something different.
yeah,
So it's very important that we kind of notice those things and know that we can win together. I'm an honest believer that we can. And
yeah,
even with me, I've had my magazine, and some people say, well, you still do other people's magazine. Yeah, Like, I'm going to support. I'm
Yeah,
going to put my support in it, because we do the same thing doesn't mean anything
at all.
at all. We can still help and build with each other. We can still
Yeah.
do other. We can do so much together. And people just like, well, what can I? How can we make money together if you're doing this? That's why people put certain people in the room with you so they can explain to you and help
Hmm.
you change that mindset and saying, sis, this is my weakness. You strong over here.
Yep.
You handle
Yep.
this. I'll
Yep.
handle this over here. I got your back, you know. And that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of changing up, even on social media, trying to wing the people off that wants to take,
Uh
and
huh.
trying to find those people that see your value and saying, let's build together. Let's
Yeah.
build together. And it doesn't even matter what your skin color is. I love everybody.
Yeah.
Um, I just understand reality,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm not going to sugarcoat,
At all.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love everybody, and I work with people on my team. They're different race,
Hmm.
and I help them the same way. I met some ladies, and the last couple of days we've been helping each other.
Yeah.
They've been saying, "Hey, Iris, I know how to do this. If you," I said, "Oh, great!" So I didn't
Yeah.
mind saying. And then she had a little issue, and I said, "Oh, I can help you with that. I'm going to send you the links right now. Go ahead and get that set up."
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
what it's about. And we're all living in this world together, so we need to know how to get up and get through this, especially through the war. Everything's happening. Let's stick together. Let's build together.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's change our mindset. And I do think that we're trying to get there slowly but surely. We still got a whole lot of people still stuck,
Yeah.
but eventually they're going to have to move, and they're going to have to make some changes. And hopefully, by them being surrounded by other strong leaders that are outside of that mindset, sometimes it's the room you in and the energy, and you can still see some things differently. So we
One.
just have to lead by example.
Yeah. Yeah. You. This whole conversation has been 100% delicious. That's my word I say when it was delicious. I can't even, there's no other word for it. It was absolutely delicious. I have not read Steve Harvey's book Jump, but I have met Dr. Iris. And I can tell you, even with the start of your conversation, it was pieces that I'm like, okay, okay, I get it. Um, I want to tell you to keep on keeping, because what you're offering, what you're doing, what you're creating, the safe spaces, um, being able to be a sister to the sisters, it's hard to find, but it's so very much needed. And I applaud you for doing it. I applaud you for fighting for Mr. Rudolph. I applaud you for the books that you wrote. I applaud you for healing. I applaud you for writing books about your healing, because that takes a lot of guts to be vulnerable to a world that may or may not care. With all of that, and with us closing, with if it's someone watching tonight and they feel stuck, afraid to take their own jump, what would you say to them?
Do it afraid, do it scared. I tell my mentors, do it anyway. A lot of times, your best work comes when you're uncomfortable, scared, and
Hmm.
afraid.
Yeah,
Do it anyway.
yeah,
When I left work and had to do it anyway, I didn't know what was going to happen, what situation was going to happen, but I did it anyway.
yeah, yeah,
And you'll find that you are much more value to yourself than you
yeah,
thought. You will find that you're stronger than you thought.
yeah,
You will find that your faith is even stronger than you thought. Sometimes people put a something on faith. You have to go to church, all this, you have to do this, you have to do that. um, I believe that you have to get to know God for yourself.
yeah,
Whatever that is, whether it's in a church, in your bedroom by yourself, whatever it is, however he talks to you, that's what you go on. You
yeah,
don't have to follow everything, the crowd.
yeah,
Find what makes you happy and comfortable, where you can hear him and where you can have some of your peace. I didn't even know peace was a real thing until I got it. I had
yeah,
no clue. I
yeah,
thought that was just something people say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So find that peace in there. Like even when something goes bad or go wrong, you're such at peace,
Yeah.
and you're out of that survival mode where you know something wrong and you say, okay, no problem. This is what I'm going to do to fix it, and I'm still going to sleep. And I'm sorry. Like this is just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get to that place that you need to be so you can be able to elevate.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Wright, Dr. Iris Wright. Thank you for not just building businesses, but for building impact, building people, and showing what it looks like to walk boldly in your purpose. To anyone that is watching, this conversation wasn't just about Dr. Iris, it was also about you. Before we log off, I would love for you to allow the people to know how they can purchase tickets for your gala, how they can support you in everything you're doing to help build us, the culture, people, everything. How they can support you in any way.
Yes. If you want tickets to get in the room in the gala, you can go to blackdiamondmagazine.com. I'm celebrity co-author Dr. Iris Wright on Facebook as well. If you have trouble, you can hit me up. If you go to my website and have trouble and can't find what you need or whatever, you can. It's a contact button. You can also send me a message there. I'll get it. You can support. We have magazines as well. We're always looking for features. We just launched our digital publication. So if you go to blackdiamondchronicles.com, that's our digital publication. And we have our newest magazine called Iris Magazine. So if you're in the technology and innovation, results, strategies, and all that, we want to hear, some of your we want you to be featured
Yeah.
as well. So we're just doing so many things. We're calling for authors for our book, The Power and the Jump. If you're an entrepreneur and you have something to say that can help somebody, that can be impactful into their business, I would love to talk to you about being a co-author in that book. We're looking for impactful, motivated people that's going to actually go through with the process and work, especially when we get to marketing and media and stuff. You got to be coming
Yeah.
with it, because we want this book, we want to get it in hands, we want it to be impactful, we want this to touch so many people. So I'm super excited about it. We have a lot of amazing things. I know my book launches are coming,
Yeah.
back to back. We're launching Injustice, My Story, and Evolving from the Storm, back to back. So guys, however, anything you see that I do that you want to know about, whether it's doing something in the home care space, trucking, me and my husband, we're just getting our feet wet in trucking, doing the dispatch, and that's something me and him is doing together. um Hit me up.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Hit me up, and definitely get into those meaningful, purposeful rooms that can continue to grow and elevate you. Stop making excuses. I can't
Yeah.
afford it.
Yeah.
This is happening. Get into those rooms, because you don't never know what rooms will change your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will be sending you my personal request because I'm interested in everything that you're doing. Because
Thank
I
you.
love seeing women help women, period, or just helping and have the heart to help. And you hit a lot of avenues that,
And guys, please keep Rudolph Turner in your
yeah,
prayers. I
yeah,
mean, even if you follow me on social media and you come to think about him, make a post,
yeah,
keep his name alive. It's a lot of Rudolph Turners here.
yeah, yeah.
And hopefully, I'm hoping we had a house visit. I'm hoping September 26th that we'll have him in the flesh.
I hope.
So we getting close, and I'm just so happy, that we were able to do this. And this came from out of an anthology, guys.
Yeah,
This came
yeah,
from building a network and just being consistent, because this was over a 3-year process.
yeah, yeah. I'm proud of you, and I'm telling you, this whole thing has been absolutely delicious. Thank you again for being our guest, and all the great work that you're doing. And I can't wait to see everything you're doing because I will be sending my request.
Thank you so much.
um,
I appreciate you.
Absolutely. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you next time on What's Going On with Swag Her Magazine.